What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to one more week of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car, Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting with our buddy Randy Keene, and Earl Ramey, Racing Engines. What is up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all?
And I'm tired.
Yeah, I second that.
Ain't gonna lie. It was a long, good weekend up at the Carolina Sizzler at a dirt track at Charlotte. But them Sunday races that are 2.5 hours away from the house are rough. I think I got in bed about 1:30 this morning. Then got up and went to work I got up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it was worth it, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely worth it.
Can't do it all the time, but it was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Had a fun weekend up there. I left Friday to head up to Charlotte area, I guess we'll say, and I was going to stay with our buddy Randy Keene, and I did. He's like, man, come on up. We're going to go over to this little place around the corner from my house and hang out over there. It's cool. Well, then I get there, and he's like, man, do you sing karaoke or anything? You don't like getting in front of people singing like that? I'm like, I own the karaoke, Randy.
Yeah.
I can do this. This is the one thing I do. Which is funny. Still.
I don't, but you do.
I think you should.
I do sing. I've sang one song.
You've sang with me before.
Well, I have. Yeah, that don't count. That was like 20 years ago. Tequila is my favorite karaoke song.
Yeah. You know what was really funny? And I thought about that because when we walked in this place, Safari Miles was the name of it up in but what was funny when we walked in it, that's what was playing.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought I was there.
I was like, Sterling here singing karaoke?
See?
So we sang a few and had a good old time.
Good, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's definitely fun when you can get. What songs did you sing?
Let's see. I sang the good old, Tennessee whiskey.
Mm-hmm. That's a go-to.
That's a go-to, I guess. I'm kind of getting tired of it though. It's getting old. I mean, it's fun every now and then, but I sang. Let's see. I actually did 4 songs.
Oh, well.
There wasn't a whole lot of people singing, so I thought they would kind of be spaced out a little more. But no, like as soon as I go sign up, he called me in there. Then I sang "The Ride" by David Allen Coe.
Yeah.
Whiskey Bent and Hellbound, Hank Williams Jr.
So you was on the same genre, pretty much.
But then I sang "Ice Ice Baby."
Hey, I like that. It's a way to finish it off.
That was the last song of the night too.
Sweet.
I changed it up. Everybody, I guess I'd sang a bunch of old country music, and everybody thought I was gonna get over there and sing something like that again. I started singing "Ice Ice Baby," and they're just looking at me like, "What?
What is wrong with this guy?"
So it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It was good.
How about Randy? What did he sing?
Well, what did?
Or did he attempt to sing?
He did. No, he sang. He did
sang
good.
Well,
he did good. I'm trying to remember what song it was. Let's see. Go ahead with something else. Now I'll pull it up here.
Well,
I might have recorded a little bit, but
yeah,
I can't tell him that.
No, you can't. Don't listen to this part, Randy.
Let's see. Some kind of wonderful.
There you go, Randy. You did good, man. I think you sounded great, just like him. Sounded just like him.
Just like him. It was fun. We had a lot of fun though. But I went and stayed with Randy. Awesome house, and I really appreciated it. Again, Randy, I told him that a few times, but I appreciate it because it was cool being able to go to a house, get in a shower, stay in the bed, chill out.
Oh yeah,
beautiful house.
Sweet.
How about you?
Yeah, man. Well, Friday I hung out around the house here and washed the truck for absolutely no reason. Well, when I wash the truck, it's like it's like an afternoon thing. It's not like let me just wash the truck right quick, because it takes a minute. Can't take it through the tidal wave no more. So, so yeah, I washed the truck and then poured down rain the next day. Of course.
Oh yeah, as always.
That's typical. Then I went to a dirt track on Sunday and it's horrible now.
It poured down
it's
dust.
Gray. I mean red. Yeah. So the kiddos and we all went to the rodeo in Pageland. Had a watermelon festival, big old deal. We didn't get down there to see that part of it. There was a pile of people. I didn't even think that many people knew where Pageland was.
The home of Brick Griffith.
Dude. A pile of people up in there. And so we get up in there and wait in line, and we got there a little bit late because we went to eat at Shallow's Fish House, which is a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good place. So it's off the beaten path.
Yeah.
But if anybody's around that area, Chesterfield area, go check it out. It's pretty good. Good fresh food and seafood. I got about whatever I think you want, to really be honest. But so anyway, so we get there a little bit late and had to wait in a little line to get in. There was no seating left, pretty much. So we let all the kiddos and the ladies sit down, and we went and stood up to see what we could see. And we were pretty much the runners. So we would go get some waters or some lemonades or some this and that. And then we waited in the line for like an hour. Well, Kale waited in a line for most of the time. Then we came back and helped him wait in line for about an hour, at least, maybe an hour and a half for a funnel cake. So when we paid for the funnel cake, stood over there waiting on our number to be called, and the rodeo was over.
Dang.
So we stood over there and we still got our funnel cake. And anyway, so that was good. Really good place, really cool. Legit rodeo. Anybody that has not been to that rodeo, definitely go to it. From what we could see, from our viewpoint, there was a whole lot going on, and some legit riders, and it was pretty cool. So, but definitely packed out. So did that. Got home about 12:30, knowing that I'm turning around the next morning and going right back by there.
I know, you was right down the road.
I mean, I was literally 45 minutes.
You could have hollered at me. I'd come pick you up.
Yeah. I was 45 minutes from Charlotte there. So, but anyway, so we got home and went to church Sunday morning. Good as always. Good message there for all of us. But then we came back and changed clothes, and me and Cole, Chicken Nugget, we headed to Charlotte. So we got up there about 4 o'clock, I guess, right before everything got started good, and was ready for the show, man.
And it was a show. It was a big old deal. We talked to Dalton Lamb on here last week, y'all heard, and got the lowdown from him about the Carolina Sizzler up there at the dirt track at Charlotte, and this weekend it came to fruition. And I'm telling you, well, the name, I guess, did not disappoint in some ways, because it was definitely sizzling hot.
Yeah.
Whew, it was hot. Man, on Saturday anyway. Sunday it was still hot, but there was a lot more cloud cover.
Right.
But Saturday it was rough. I mean, it was bad. Fortunately, our buddy Earl Ramey, Derek Ramey, was racing, and they had the trailer and everything out there, so I was able to go sit all my stuff kind of in their trailer and hang out in the trailer and chill out for a while. And before all the races started, and then hung out with them and watched races there, and got to talk with a bunch of people. I know a lot of y'all saw it on Facebook Live and all that from Saturday, and bunch of cool people out there. I mean, it was the show was kind of, and this is where I'll really give Dalton and the guys running the whole show a lot of credit, because Saturday, it kind of everything started running over, and it wasn't that they didn't have stuff on track. I think they maybe underestimated the amount of cars that were going to show up.
Yeah.
It was back to back to back to back to back classes out there, groups out there. They did not slow down whatsoever. When the first cars got on the track, they did not stop until they finished that race that night. But there were so many cars, they had to even scratch the B mains on Saturday night to try to make it within the 11 o'clock curfew. So they come up Sunday morning and ended up changing up because they were doing hot laps and then come back and they were qualifying them. So on Sunday they scratched qualifying and used hot lap qualifying. So which was way better. Show went super smooth. No weather issues the whole weekend. I'm going to tell you, in my opinion, it was a great show. Great turnout. I think it ought to be like I said last week, I think it ought to be a staple on the calendar to come back every year, whether it be at the dirt track at Charlotte or not. I mean, whether it be just something between the Carolinas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the inaugural of anything is always, you never know. And it's always, especially with people that's going to show up. It's always, well, I'm going to see what it's going to do. And then, I'll decide. Maybe next year I'll decide or whatever. So, but all in all, man, everything, like you said, everything went very smooth. I didn't hear any complaints. I don't know. The thing that kind of upset me a little bit yesterday was the spectators in the stands. A lot of them didn't show up for some reason. And I don't know if it was because it was Sunday or because it was hot.
Well, it was kind of like that Saturday too, but I don't know if it's. I guess when you run lower series like this, and we even saw this at the short track championship.
Yeah.
There. For short track stuff, it doesn't seem like there's as many fans in the stands, but you got triple the people in the pits.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, as far as the money wise, it was probably still there because if you took all those spectators in the pits and put them in the grandstands, it would have looked packed.
Because the stands and all that that's in the pits on the pit side.
Yeah, they were packed.
They're packed.
Yeah, but so that was the only thing that kind of upset me. Just looking at it from a TV standpoint, if you're showing it, it didn't look good for that. But hopefully, that'll pick up next year. But honestly, I really don't think, kind of like you were saying there, I don't think they could afford any more cars.
No.
Because, dude, there was a lot of cars in, the lower tiers. And I mean, still having 28 supers, in my opinion, was plenty enough.
Yeah, that's a perfect field.
Because, if you're trying to run 5-6 classes and you got 70 supers out there that you try to fumble through to get a main, you'll never get done.
Right.
Never get done. So having 28 of them out there to not have to worry about having a bunch of heats and B mains and this and that and whatever. Right. That was pretty cool. So it worked out good, and I'm glad that all the guys showed up that did and put on a good race, man. I mean, I know from what you said, Saturday night rather was pretty dusty, pretty tough, and that's something that Charlotte's been fighting for a long time. We've been going to Charlotte for the World Finals and this and that for many years, and it's always been that way. Seems like I don't know if they're trying to put new dirt and try different things or whatever, but Sunday it wasn't as bad. Right, didn't seem like, but it's a really fine dust. I mean, it's like the kind that you can't open your eyes.
Exactly.
Pretty much, you can't open your eyes because it'll be all in your eyeballs.
They don't even. I'm wearing glasses over there, and I'm still like, oh god.
Yeah, it's really really fine. So it's not like a dirt from up north or out west or whatever. It's definitely different, but all in all, jam up, man. I loved it. It was a fantastic first go at it.
For sure. Well, we'll get into the little more intricate details, I guess we'll say, of it here in just a little while. But let's talk to somebody who was actually on the track. All right, this young man here was he was at the track this past weekend, but he's on the way to to his next stop. Kaede Loudy, man, what's going on with you? You doing all right today?
Yeah, we just preparing for another night, getting after it at Bulls Gap tonight.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's just nonstop racing.
Yeah, we were gonna go to Withful Saturday night, and it rained out, and we traveled down to Charlotte for the first time last night, and just another night going to Bulls Gap. Feels like we're going on another Summer Nationals tour.
That sounds about like it. That sounds about like it. Y'all are going right behind it. So hey, that's what I'm talking about. Well, cool, man. Well, let's get to know you a little bit here. First of all, tell everybody, introduce yourself. Tell them what you drive and how old you are and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm 16. I drive a Masters built race car. A great car by Tater Masters and all the guys in Crothersville. And then I got a great car owner too, Jim Beeman. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do all this.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, cool, man. Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's where did you get your start in racing at?
Well, it's been a family thing. Before I was even born, my dad raced a little bit, and my grandpa raced out in Iowa and Indiana and that kind of deal, and won quite a few races and won Busch Grand National Tour, and so it's been a family bloodline deal for quite some time. And my first race was when I was 3 months old at Bulls Gap. So and then I started racing go-karts when I first turned 5, and it's just been an ongoing thing ever since. I did my first ever testing in 2018 at Cedar Lake in Wisconsin, and we're finally racing as of last year.
That's what I'm talking
in a late model.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a life of racing. I love it.
It can be humbling at times,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it's a great time at times. It's just you got to keep your head up and just keep going.
That is 100% correct there, man. It can be racing can always be one of the most aggravating things ever, and then it can be the absolute best thing ever. We know how that is. So I know you said you were young, but when did you really realize that you wanted to be in a driving racing of some sort? When did you realize you wanted to be a driver?
Well, I mean, I guess it all started when I could actually, think about things, and I was old enough to do all that. I was probably three or so years old. I knew I liked racing when I was first born because it was just a bloodline. But when I realized I wanted to race, I was probably 3 or 4 years old. Dad took me to a go-kart race, and I said I wanted to race one. But ever since I started, I've always wanted to race a late model, and I've always wanted to, eventually chase Lucas Oil Tour or something like that eventually one day if the right deal lines up, or heck, even just chase like these Schaefer's Oil Valvoline Series, something like that around here.
Yeah.
I just want to be a dirt racer.
There you go, man. Well, go back to your go-kart days. What kind of what chassis were you on?
We kind of switched between in the champ carts we'd run a Phantom, and then in the flat carts we had two different kinds. We had a Trick Olympic and a Kinetic. They're both great carts. It's just like you go to your red dirt stuff, and you'd have to be on a different kind of chassis just because of the flex and everything. And
Oh yeah.
you go on that brown dirt out in the Midwest where we came from there for a while, and our kinetics were better. So we just kind of had a little bit of not everything, but a little bit of everything, if you know what I mean. And we just did what it took to go win races.
I hear you there. Yeah, I was a. We always get on this with everybody on here when we hear people race go-karts, because me and Sterling both raced go-karts ourselves back in the day. And yeah, I was a Phantom guy, and Sterling was a shadow guy back in the day. So
Yep, that's exactly where I started. That's the truth. Old Charlie Socks. He
Oh,
got
yeah.
me my first ever one, and we had 2 of them.
there you go.
And then when I moved up to Junior 2, we got Phantom Seraphs, and them flat cards. We never had a Phantom. So
God, I just tell you how old I am because he's talking about a Seraph. I never even rode a Seraph because they were that was after I had already retired out of go karts myself. My first one was a Stalker, the very first Phantom. God, starting to feel old, Sterling.
Yeah, I've done got there. Yeah.
We were picking the other day. I don't even know if they still have the class, but around here they always had senior stock, and me and Sterling both turning 35 this year, and that was because we always picked at the old guys running senior stock, and it's like, we're those old guys now. Oh, cool deal, man. Well, what was the first dirt car you got in? Full body car? Was it a late model, or did you get in something else for that?
my first car I got in was an MB Customs that Jimmy Marr's kid, Sam Mars, raced 604 for USRA late model. And that was my first one. And then my next laps were made in the car I'm racing right now.
There you go. If you're going to go for it, just go for it. That's it right there.
Yeah, you got to.
That's it. I mean, you ain't going to get no better no other way. So that's what I'm talking about. I got a question for you. Now, this is completely off topic. I just thought about it. Our buddy Randy Keene hooked us up there and got us on the phone together today. But just from, I don't know if you heard anything about our Friday night over there, but say you were to go sing karaoke, what would your go-to song be?
Heck, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd have to think about it.
That's a random question, isn't it?
It is, but I don't know.
I'm right there
I
with you,
really
man.
don't. I've never really done that before, so I don't know what I would do.
All right, well, Randy, there you have it. See, he didn't have a go-to song. Randy has a go-to song. Just to let you know.
I guess
Girls just want to have fun. That's it. So.
We may have to do like some Vanilla Ice or something.
See, that's what I did the other night. That was me. I did Vanilla Ice. Oh, fun stuff, man. Nah. If you can't tell, we're a little laid back on there. Nah, we like to have fun. Oh, cool deal. Well, man, is there getting into race cars and stuff, is there a driver that you have tried to I know you get in the car and it's kind of your own thing, but is there a driver you've looked up to and tried to model yourself after and look at them and be like, I want to be like that one day. I want to be that guy.
Well, I guess in ways, there's ways of wanting to be like one I've looked up to. The success part would probably be like Lundqvist, but I guess I don't know if there's someone I'd want to be like, but I'd want to have the success, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a good goal to reach in racing there. I mean, that's a lot of wins. So yeah, for sure.
It's just, I think he started about when I did, and so I guess we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I know his actual first late model was actually number 17 because he was 17 years old. That's why he did it. And then when he turned 18, he changed it to 18. And then the 18 stuck, and that's why he still got the 18s on there. And then he said something about flying over China and all this stuff, and they told him 0 was perfect number and all this crazy stuff.
It went wild from there.
Landed.
Exactly.
I was going to say something about aliens and perfect circles.
They took him for a while and came back, and yeah.
I think there were crop circles involved. I don't really know.
Messed up deal.
There could have been some other crops involved in that too.
Might have been. There might have been. Kaede, are you one of these? Which kind of driver are you, man? Are you hands-on with the car? Do you know every part and piece on the car? Or are you one that gets in there, drives the hardest, and then tell you guys, what exactly it's doing, and let them work on it. Which kind are you?
Oh, I'm definitely hands-on. If you don't know me, I just if it wasn't for me and my dad, we wouldn't be racing. Like during the week, I don't have really anybody that comes to the racetrack and helps me or shows up at the shop. I'm kind of a do it my own kind of guy. Uh, I can probably tell you any part on that race car that we got. I kind of let Dad take care of the shock stuff, and because that's what he does. And I wash everything, clean everything up, maintenance, prepare, load it. It's a two-man show really, unless we get someone that volunteers, and that's not very often, but it happens. But uh, I don't know how the guys that race and are good do it not being hands-on. I guess it drive me crazy to just watch them guys work and not be doing it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. Do you think that actually? I've always thought this. Do you think that makes you a better driver by knowing the parts and pieces and everything ins and outs of it?
Oh, absolutely. If you don't understand what each piece does, I don't know how you can give any feedback. Um, because if you don't understand what each piece does, you don't know what you need to change and how to adjust to each racetrack you go to. Because typically you go from, let's say you go from Fairbury, Illinois to Bulls Gap, Tennessee, you're gonna have to change quite a bit, and you got to understand the stuff to be successful.
I hear you, man. Yep, for sure. That's the same way I feel about it. All right, let's go over to well, since you were at Charlotte this past weekend, just give us a rundown of how your weekend went there.
Well, I guess we kind of started out behind the eight ball just because we didn't get to race Saturday there, and so my first laps were qualifying, and we were decent. Um, we needed to make one small change to probably be in that top four to lock ourselves into the race, and we just didn't get the hot lap, so that just put us behind the eight ball, and then we started uh, one row back from where we should have in the B main, and just got stuck behind some guys there and fell back. We had a really good car. If you look at lap times, we were probably the third best car there when we got to actually make some laps and adjust to where we should be. Um, I really feel like if we could have transferred through that B main there and not got caught behind some guys, I really think we could have put a show on for the fans. Just starting so far back, knowing how good of a car we had. Um, just because I had a really maneuverable, fast car. Uh, it kind of just bums me out knowing we had that good of a car and not enough time.
I hear you there, man. Was that your first trip to the dirt track at Charlotte?
That's my first trip to race at Charlotte.
What did you think of the track though itself?
Oh, it's an amazing facility. It's probably the nicest facility I've raced at, and I'd say it probably be, I guess my favorite facility I've been to is Eldora. There's no really place other like Eldora.
Oh yeah.
But I'd say it probably ranks second on my list.
There you go. As far as running on it though, I mean, was it everybody's always complained about Charlotte being really dusty and I think that's more of a fan's point of view because we're standing outside and it just gets, you can't see the track hardly. Does that affect anything for you in the car, or is it just kind of same old ordeal?
I mean, the racetrack's still dirty. Like when it's throwing dust, I mean, there's dirt flying, but I mean, it's just part of dirt racing. I mean, um, if you didn't want to get dirty and see some dust, I guess you should go watch the NASCAR race, and that's just boring.
There you go.
So I guess you know, I mean,
Yeah, it was dirty last night, but I mean, I thought it was pretty good racing until it started to rubber up there in that super feature, and um, you kind of race a little bit all over that until it rubbered up. So, I mean, I don't think it was a bad racetrack until I wish that I would have seen some maintenance after the super feature because it started to lock down, and once it starts locking down and rubbering up, it's just not very fun to watch.
Yeah, I kind of thought that same thing. I'm like, man, they need to go out there and work it a little bit, get something going on it, because they were definitely laying down some rubber because they was chewing some tires up on them supers for sure. Well, cool, man. Well, you said you're going again tonight. Let us know what you got going on and what your plans are, man.
We're gonna go run with the Southern Nationals series. He puts on a really good series, and if it wasn't for Tater and Jim at Masters Built, we probably we wouldn't be doing any of this. But these cars we got, they're just really good on this red clay, and we just want to race as much as we can around here. And there's a lot of good cars that'll be here tonight, but I have no doubt in my mind that we couldn't probably see. We only got a 604, but we're going to try and run with them, and I feel like we can probably put a decent top 10, top 12 together if we have all of our ducks in a row.
Cool. Good deal. I'm ready to see that. That's awesome. I'm ready to watch it. Oh, cool, man. Well, we'll see. Future plans wise, man. What is y'all's what's your rest of your season looking like? Are you gonna hit a bunch of stuff? Are you staying around there? Are you gonna travel? What you gonna do?
We kind of started out the season a little slower than I would have liked to, but that's just part of preparing for bigger and better things, and we're just now getting started. We're gonna try and run 2 or 3 nights a week probably, and just race as much as we can, get as much seat time, and we've been close to getting the top 5s and top 10s that we're good enough to have. It's just getting caught up in some stuff that is probably rookie mistakes, but it is what it is. It's part of learning, and I've made 8 starts, and like last night we were 7th quick in our group, and we've been inside the top 10 every time we qualified, it seems like, and we heat race pretty good. We just need to put a feature together.
Cool, man. Well, good deal. Well, we'll go put that feature together tonight and put it up front there as far as you can anyway. So
yeah, we'll try to. And for everybody watching this, tune in to Flow Sports. I think they're having it live tonight,
that's right,
as well as the rest of the series. So maybe you'll see some good racing tonight.
for sure. Well, man, tell them all who you got on the car, who's helping you out.
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank Tater Masters and everybody at Masters Built Race Cars, and Jim Beeman for supplying a great race car. And then I got to thank JB Salvage, Kaiser Manufacturing, Rogersville Seamless Gutters, Spare ECM, so many people. I list them for so many people there is that help me, and I couldn't do it without all of them. My dad at Envy Suspension, Weir's Machine, Earnhardt Technologies, Hyperco Springs, All Star Performance, Kaiser Wheels, and Volco Wheels. We actually got 2 different people helping us there, and
wow.
Integra Racing Shocks, BSP Manufacturing. There's just so many people that help me, and I couldn't do it without all of them.
Well, good deal, buddy. Well, we will definitely be watching tonight and rooting you on, man. So best of luck, dude, and can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, same here. Can't wait to, hopefully we can put on a good show if we don't qualify good, because I'm sure it'll be hammered down. I heard they got probably 4 inches of rain or so yesterday while we were racing in Charlotte. So I'm sure it'll be hammered down, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's fun driving these East Tennessee racetracks on that red clay, wide open. You kind of drive it straight, but crooked in the same time. It sounds confusing for most people, but it's just fun racing around here. You don't really get a cushion like you do out in the Midwest, and you can typically race all over these places.
Yeah. They are very conducive to racing all over those tracks most times, especially get some good moisture in it beforehand, and sounds like it's going to turn out that way tonight. So, man, we appreciate you coming on here with us tonight and hanging out with us a little while, and hope to have you back soon talking about some wins. And like I said, best of luck tonight, man.
Yeah, same here, and I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a good time.
For sure, man. Well, we'll be talking with you soon, and we appreciate it.
I thank you guys.
We appreciate Kaede Loudy coming on here, and as of the time that this comes out, y'all, he'll be done ran that race. But regardless, best of luck to him. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see what he does. It's cool to see guys his age. He's 16 years old, coming up in the sport and learning the cars, actually, not just getting in and driving, because there's a lot of that anymore.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't seem as bad in dirt, on the dirt side.
Not in dirt world, and our buddy Derek, he's a different.
Oh yeah,
he's an asphalt guy, but he is definitely a hands-on guy. But yeah, it's that's kind of few and far between now. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool for sure. And coming on that big stage like he had yesterday, have not been there, and doing that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. So I reckon we need to go back, talk about, a little bit more to racing at the dirt track at Charlotte at the 2021 Carolina Sizzler. There was a lot of classes. A lot of classes.
There
was, I say that. There was a lot of cars in all these classes.
Right.
We had the Red Clay Series. We had the American All-Star Crates. We had the Topless Outlaws. I think that was also running with what do they call that? The Renegade Outlaw. Anyway, they combined them two, made it. It was a topless class. Cool cars running in it. Our buddy Willie Milliken, we had a camera on his car one night running in it. Ended up pretty bad for him that night. Got in 2 wrecks. Tore the car up pretty good, but he came back and I think he finished the next night. So come back from a tore up car just to have a decent run. That was good. They had the street stocks, the Mid-East street stocks. Guy we've been following here for a while from up in Pennsylvania, Jeremy Zufall. He come down and run it. Was having some carburetor issues, he was telling me. So didn't get the finish he was looking for. But it was nevertheless, it was good to see him come down from up there. I wish he'd have had a little better run, just, for his sake, coming down that far.
Yeah. But
I'm glad he came down and run with them guys. But then we had the little 4-cylinder Hornet deals. And then on Saturday night, had the modifieds, the Mid-East modifieds. Swapped those out on Sunday night with the super late models. A lot of racing.
A lot to keep up with. We couldn't watch, yesterday, we couldn't watch everything because trying to do, other things and move around and hang out with Earl and Derek and those guys. But yeah, man, it was hard to see everything because, like you said earlier, there was no breaks. Once they got started at 5:30, they rolled.
Yeah, until the last checker flag fell, there was cars on the track.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. So keeping it going like that, man. you got to really be paying attention here in your class being called up.
Oh, yes.
Because they don't wait on you.
No.
They
You
go.
ain't there. Hate it for you.
I mean, they keep it rolling, and the staging area at Charlotte's really cool because it just, it wraps all the way around the racetrack. So it's, they come kind of easing through there, and all the spectators can see, especially the kids and all, they can see all the cars rolling through there easy and stopping right in front of them. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So a lot to see. There was a lot to see. With all the different classes and all. So, I know Cole had a good time. He didn't get bored. There was no chance of getting bored there.
He was good to go. Yeah, on Saturday night, I guess we'll go with modifieds because that was kind of the bigger race, I guess, for Saturday night. Our buddy Kyle Strickler jumped in. It actually was his old modified. Somebody has bought it, but they weren't running it this weekend. So Kyle jumps in it with an Earl Ramey racing engine and put it on him. Actually qualified second. Didn't qualify first, but I think he led every lap.
Yeah, I saw the start. That was it from there. He had it.
It was done. So that was cool to see. That car at that track, I mean, is just ridiculous for some reason.
I think it's batting 1,000, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So that was cool to see. We also put cameras on, and I'm going to hopefully have some stuff out from the camera footage this week here. Our buddy, y'all heard him on the show a few weeks ago, Jeremy Steele, put a camera on his car. Unfortunately, he had some issues in his race also. He said it was throttle was sticking and it was starting to run hot, so he backed her down and came off with a few laps to go. So I hated that for him on Saturday night there. So yeah, like I said, our buddy Willie Milliken, he was running pretty good. I think he was running like 5th or so. They have a restart. Dude spins out right in front of him. I mean, right in front. He had nowhere to go. He looped it around. Didn't get that much damage from it. A little bit, but not much. So he had to go to back regardless. Come off, cleared the bodywork off the right rear. Went back out there. Was out there for a few laps. All of a sudden, he comes out turn 4, and the guy just spins right in front of him. And when he spins, Willie locks it down, spins it around too, and another car comes behind him and just plows the front end. I mean, it was nothing but bad luck. None of it in his making at all. But like I said, I think he did come back Sunday night, and I think he finished like 11th or something like that. So, come back from a really tore-up race car. They told me they worked on that car. It was, I put it this way, they come off the track, it was right at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. They told me they finished putting it back together. Not really adjusting everything, but putting it back together at 6:30 Sunday morning.
Oof. Ooh. Yeah, that's tough.
That makes for a long night.
Yeah.
I know they busted the radiator in. I mean, the whole front end was just destroyed on it. So It was bad. It looked bad anyway. So I was glad to see him come back on Sunday night there and have a better showing.
Yeah, for sure.
But what was, I guess, one of our higher points of the weekend, we hung out the majority of the weekend with our buddies Earl and Derek Ramey. And Derek, man, that was kind of the underdog. He was kind of the underdog story of the weekend over there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, just the fact of, there's so many unknowns there, kind of. They hadn't run the car much, hadn't run supers much. There's a whole lot of things against them in a way, kind of, and
Earl's fairly new to the super
world, yeah. No doubt he can't build jam up motors, and no doubt he can't build jam up super motors, which I think after what people saw yesterday, he will be building more super motors pretty soon. But just the unknown, I think, was the biggest surprise to everybody, to me. I mean, going out there on Saturday, they had they had a little bit of practice there for the guys, but it wasn't but a handful up there.
Yeah, I think there's about 8-10 cars there, maybe.
But I think he was second or so
Second
fastest.
Yep.
You know, so you really didn't have much to think about on that, being it was only a handful of them there. But then going out, he went out early in hot laps, and there was a slower car up ahead of him, and I really think that hurt him on his first lap. And there was no sense in running more than one lap in hot laps.
Not really.
I mean, because the tires, it just
5 laps destroyed the tires.
destroyed that tire. So everybody fell off tremendously from the first lap to the second. So, you know, but Derek said it, he thinks it kind of helped him, sped him up a little bit, catching that guy, but, you know, I don't know. But to be able to qualify second, man, and the 28 cars.
And he was
Strong
on.
cars?
He held the pole for a long time until Brandon Overton came out in like the next to last group.
Yeah.
And Brandon put up a little bit better time than he did. But other than that, dude, it was.
Well, I'm pretty
strong.
sure
I mean, you
that-
had Tim McCready, you had Kyle Strickler, you had, I mean, a whole bunch of guys. Trent Ivey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
There was a lot of heat there. Dale McDowell.
Dale
There was a
McDowell. Yeah.
lot of quick race cars, and the guys, and those guys that we're speaking of, and pretty much that whole field, they probably run 60, 70 races a year or whatever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know,
I think Derek has run 4, 5 maybe this year.
yeah. So that's a lot to hold their head high about, for sure. That's really, really cool.
But it is like I was telling you last night. I can, looking at it, you could tell nobody was beating Derek on motor. That includes Brandon Overton.
Dude, I mean, the way Derek jumped, it was especially noticeable. And Derek was stupid fast for the first 3-4 laps.
Yeah.
And I think the tire just...
Yeah, the tire heated up and the car wasn't quite as good. I mean, he was still fast, but it wasn't quite as good.
That was too much Earl Ramey horsepower.
Apparently.
Just burn all the rubber off the right rear. But dude, the way I mean, him and Brandon run side by side there for probably 3-4 laps or whatever it was. But he would pull them, come out of corners, is unbelievable. And I mean, that's the way I look at it. That's pretty much you okay, yeah, you getting hooked up. I mean, you're spinning less.
Well, normally the top 2 in a race are pretty hooked up.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Both of them were hooked up. So at that point, it's just motor.
I mean, it was insane, the difference. So I'm kind of interested to see how many phone calls Earl gets wanting to know about that Earl Ramey racing engine put in that supercar. Because, dude, I think he just prolonged his backlog a little bit after yesterday.
I'm telling you, that was a hoss in that car. That's a mean motor, and it's really cool because I got to stay over there with him, like I said, on Saturday, and I watched Earl, and I've been with Earl before at racetracks, and how meticulous he is on these engines. He's, even though he knows when he left the shop, he timed it and did this, that, and other, he's going to go back over it before that car goes out on the track. He's going to, check every little thing on it, make sure everything's perfect. He pulls spark plugs, looks at spark plug. I mean, just everything. I mean, just meticulous, and it shows. I mean, it really does. So,
oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
So it was really cool. Derek ended up, like I said, he qualified second, led, I think about 4 or 5 laps at the first of the race. Fell to second, ran second for a long time. Then they had some restarts, and he got shuffled back a little bit. Like I said, I think tires was going away some. Tires was really the game. They ended up having this one thing I hate that had to happen, but it did have to happen. In the middle of the day yesterday, after qualifying, or hot laps anyway, they changed the tire rule for the supers.
Yeah.
Now, that had to happen because everybody that come off the track, right rears were just gone in 5 laps. So because they wasn't letting them run a 1600, I don't think. Then they changed it and told them, yeah, you can run whatever you want.
Yeah.
Try to make it last. And fortunately, it looked like everybody took warning from the World Finals from last year with everybody blowing tires, just wearing them out and blowing them. Because did you see any flat tires in the Super Race?
There was a few, but nothing nothing at all like the World Finals. They did a way better job of that.
Yeah.
But the track rubbered up a good bit. And it slowed down a lot.
Oh yeah.
On the bottom end, and I mean, you know, what was like you said, Trent Ivy. I mean, Trent on one of those restarts, he went to the top, and I mean, he was
that thing was flying,
stupid fast, but
it got a little too fast for him.
Yeah, I mean, he got up in the wall a little bit there, but if he had stayed off the wall, regardless, you could not run like that for very long because I mean, just the tire will not stand it there right now. So, you know, unfortunately, that kind of was a downfall. I'd like to see the top work where he could have, we could have made that work more and made it a little more exciting because it slowed way down. I mean, we were standing right there going into 3, and Brandon Overton just putting into the corner, just coasting around there, keeping the car just as straight as he could, and I mean, just so smooth and just quick, really ridiculously quick. But yeah, I think that helped a lot, saving the tire from blowing or whatever, just because it slowed down so much.
Yeah, for sure. But man, talk about being on top of your game. How much more on top of the game can Brandon Overton be right now? Will's sports guys. It's insane.
It is insane. And, one thing that me and you were looking at on Race Monitor during hot laps and qualifying, Derek went out early. I think he was the first group to go out.
Yeah.
The first 4. And, he was the only one in the 15s. He pretty much run like a 9. I think he run a 15-9. Yep. And for a long time, he was pretty much the only one in the 15s. And then there was a couple guys come up. But you could tell that with every group, the fastest car in that group was a little slower every time.
Yeah.
It's like the track was just slowly slowing down. And then, like you say, Brandon Overton's one of the last, if not the last, group of 4 to go out, and then goes and turns to 15.7, I think. I mean, 0.2 quicker. Just how, bro? I mean,
I don't know.
And and honestly, I mean, looking at it, he looks slower on the racetrack, but he's just so smooth and so easy on the throttle. He's not throwing it all in. I mean,
they got that car on a rail right now. Which, I mean, they got an awesome driver behind the wheel too, but they got that car on a rail.
I mean, dude, I swear he looks slower, but he is tremendously faster, and I mean, it's really cool to see. But yeah, they are on a roll for sure. They have won some money in 2021, Jack.
Yeah. In the last couple months, they've won over $400,000.
Yeah,
I think just in a couple months.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Insane. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give the racing at the dirt track at Charlotte there in the 2021 Carolina Sizzler. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm all in, man. I didn't get to go Saturday, but Sunday was jam up. I really enjoyed it. Everything was really cool. The way everything was laid out and set up. I guess with every positive comes a negative, and if the only negative thing I will say, and there may be stipulations why they couldn't have, but what I wish they could have done was start earlier. If they could have started at 2 or something like that, and getting features starting around 5:30.
Yeah, especially on Sunday.
to where, because see, we had, my little boy's 6 years old. So as soon as the super race was over, we left. We went and pulled cameras off the car and we left. We didn't get to stay for the rest of the features last night.
Yeah.
Just because we had a 2.5 hour ride home. And, I'm not asking somebody to go change the whole schedule just because of us.
Right.
But I honestly feel like that maybe kept some people from making that trip because they knew, okay, well, we got a 2 or a 3 or whatever hour ride on a Sunday night. We're not going to watch $20,000 super race because we just can't make it.
Right. If you're not going to have it on some sort of holiday Monday weekend,
Yeah.
then I think Sunday needs to be a little earlier. That needs to be a 2:00 start time instead of a 5:30 start time.
Yeah, I mean, July's hot. It's going to be hot. Whether it's
Saturday,
2
I was
o'clock or
fine
5
with.
o'clock. Yeah, I mean, Saturday's cool.
But the only problem is at Charlotte is there's a 11 o'clock curfew.
You're right.
So
Which I don't
at
understand.
5:30 is whatever. But starting at 5:30, that is pushing the 11 o'clock curfew.
Especially with as many cars ahead. I mean, yeah, if you're going to run if you're going to have just supers running,
Right.
okay, that's fine. That's wonderful. Start at 5:30, no problem. You got time for heats, B mains, whatever.
Yep.
And you're probably out of there by 9:30, 10 o'clock for sure. But anyway, that's my only negative towards that. But again, that may have been, they may have kind of had their hands tied to do that. I don't know. But if you're going to do it next year and you want to have the super race, the showcase race, if you have to have that on Sunday, I'd say do it earlier. It would be nice to know that they could schedule that race next year to where it wouldn't be around the Diamond Nationals or whatever on the same weekend.
that was their whole deal this year.
Right.
I think for having to do it on Sunday. I think ideally it would have been a Friday Saturday race.
Exactly, and I get all that. And that's why I'm saying I'm not trying to throw stones or nothing, but if scheduling it would work out to where they could have their own weekend per se.
Yeah.
Because sharing a weekend with a big money race like that with the Diamond
Halfway
Nationals,
across the country.
It's really hard to get everybody to commit. So, but anyway, hopefully it'll work out next year. To get it on a Saturday night be great, and I think that'll help the grandstands a lot. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I think they learned a lot. From this one, and the good thing is, like you said, the majority of all the feedback I heard even was positive. I did not hear. You know how a lot of people are always, you go to track and they're griping about the track, griping about the people running it, griping about. I never heard that. Never heard it at all. And I walked around there talking to a lot of people. I mean, never heard that. I mean, they might have been griping about another driver out there, how they were driving them, but that's just racing.
Oh, yeah.
And if they weren't griping about it, it wouldn't be no fun. So,
right.
But I never heard a complaint about the running of the event.
No.
So that was really good. Like I said, I hope it's a staple to come on the calendar for years, whether it be at the same track. I like it there. For the aspect of how many cars they can hold.
Yeah.
I would say, throw it also, if you're going to move it around, I mean, that's the problem is, you could move it, say, like Cherokee or something like that for a race or so, but you're not going to be able to fit that many cars there.
No. You're going to have to definitely split up the classes.
Yeah,
sure.
so that's the perfect venue, I think, for it.
Oh, yeah.
I hope, this is nothing to do with running a track, I hope in years to come, just for a spectator thing, not so much driver, I hope they can get the dust a little bit more under control. Yeah. But I will say it was way better this time.
Yeah, well,
than it's been.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's so different. You go to so many different places, and Portsmouth, Ohio.
Oh, God.
That was dust, horrible like that, real fine dust.
Yeah.
But you go to Volusia, it's nothing like that.
Nah,
at all. So I mean, where is all the difference in dirt or the humidity levels or the how you turn up the track or there's so many different things there of what if and how and what causes what. But there's some smart people out there that can get some good dirt or work the track properly to cut that down.
Well, this is my thing. I guess I'm getting at is, let's just say, all right, we'll say dirt track at Charlotte. It's not that far from Lancaster Speedway.
No,
Very similar dirt.
Lancaster's nothing like that.
I'm not saying Lancaster won't get dusty, but every time I've ever been there, it's been a good track.
Cherokee,
not bad.
So I don't really know what it is, but I know that it's deterring for fans because just like we said earlier, I mean, I'm not knocking. I don't care about getting dirty.
No.
I can care less. But if I can't see, I mean, that's kind of an issue. Now, yeah, I can wear a helmet and goggles and tear-offs and everything else to watch the race, but I don't really think that's really needed, kind of. I think that something could come up there where it could be a little bit better. But, dude, I mean, I'm talking about dust. I'm talking about, like, you can't open your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like clouds of it. I mean, yeah.
And, I mean,
we're not just talking about, I know y'all might think we're just complaining about we're at a dirt track. No.
It's been this way for, I don't know how long, Charlotte.
We've been, if most of y'all listen, y'all know, we go to a lot of tracks. I know it's middle of summer, but it's like this when it's cold outside there too.
Oh, it was like in November where, I mean, you couldn't open your eyes, and we were 3/4 up in the grandstands going into one.
And you literally cannot see the track. That's my thing is when you're down on the track, standing at the fence, that's fine. You're getting pelted by dust at that point, but you can see a little bit. But when you're up in the stands, 3/4 of the way up, you literally cannot see the track.
No, you have no idea what's going on.
No. And that's my point I'm getting at. I'm like, we need to get that under control for the fans' sake.
Yeah, definitely.
And for camera's sake.
And the other thing too is the kids. I noticed yesterday, I mean, during the race going on, Cole did pretty good. I gave him my sunglasses, and he kind of just put blinders on both sides of his head, and he was watching the race. He was good to go. But I noticed a lot of other kids, they just turned their head. They weren't watching it.
No.
You couldn't. And I mean, that's the kind of what I'm getting at is you know, it's kind of tough when it's that bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, all in all, jam up. That's nothing to do with the Sizzler. That's just Charlotte.
Just Charlotte. That's the way Charlotte's been for years. I don't care what tour comes there. That's Charlotte.
That is Charlotte for sure. So I don't know if we've heard that they're trying to do different things with the dirt there.
I will say the dirt, especially if you looked at dirt on the track and the dirt that was kind of outside the track, the dirt on the track looked darker.
Yeah, it did.
Than it has lately. So
it did. So I'm thinking they're doing some different things too. But I think they need to use the whatever you call it, the sheep's foot or goat's foot.
The sheep's foot. There's one sitting over in the corner back there. I never saw them use it.
You know, and from what I've seen at different tracks we've been to, from what I've seen, when they use that and they wet it, it's like the moisture just stays up on top of the racetrack, and it helps. It helps with.
Well, it gets down in it and kind of keeps it.
But what do I know? I've never worked dirt track. All I know is it was dusty. If I was them, the pace truck or the pace car would have been the water truck, and we'd have had about 10 stages.
I just think that's a track, and I know there's a lot of tracks like this because Volusia, same way, and they were only running World Outlaws late models and big block modifieds. That's literally the only two classes they were running, and they worked the track in between.
Oh yeah, they
rounds out there.
They keep it from getting too far. Yeah,
and I personally just think Charlotte is going to be a track that needs to be worked.
You got to continuously.
And I've never seen them try that there.
No.
So
I have not either.
I think that's the next step in trying is let's just work the track throughout the night. I know that slows you down a little bit, but everybody that comes there just gotta set time, with having a 5-10 minute break between classes to prep track a little better.
Yeah.
But anyway.
10-4.
But you know what was going on up there while we were there?
What it is?
SRI Performance was selling some parts.
Everywhere. I saw it in the live video, man. They have parts. Trailer was full of parts.
There was a whole store in a trailer.
It's unbelievable.
Except they didn't have any hats. I want a hat.
Yeah, we need some more.
I need some. Mine is filthy after this weekend. So, but anyway, guys, yeah, like I said, they were selling some stupid parts. Big sellers was tires, they said, this weekend. If you look back on our live.
I think Sturgill Simpson wrote a song called that Black Gold.
Yeah.
That's what Hoosier tires are right now.
They are black gold for sure. Everybody, I saw people posting on Facebook and stuff that weren't far from track. They're like, "Hey, I got some tires. Somebody want to come buy them?"
Yeah.
So that was the thing everybody needed, but they were limited on tires too. So,
right. So you have 6 tires, I believe.
Well, yeah, but then they upped it when they changed the tire rule, and it just kind of all went out the window. So everybody was just buying all the tires they could, but they knew where to go get them. All they had to do was go to that SRI trackside trailer.
Pretty wrap on that thing too.
Yeah, brand new wrap on it, and it looked good. And them boys over there slinging parts out of it, and was doing a good job of it. I heard everybody. Every time I'd stand there and be talking with someone, just for instance, yesterday we were cleaning up. I was over there with Earl and them. They were cleaning up the car some, and they went to clean out the radiator. Well, the radiator has this little mesh screen in front of it. I mean, it's something, yeah, obvious maintenance part, but it's not always something that you would see, on a typical parts trailer sometimes, I guess. I don't know, maybe so, but it just didn't seem like that type of part, It just seemed like something you would order in advance and have it with you. Oh, no.
Advance has those?
Not at Advance. No. Advance ain't got nothing.
Not a thing. They ain't got headlights.
Is it 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive? But anyway, Earl sends a guy down there. They got the exact part they needed right there.
They got everything, man. So, I don't understand it. It's insane.
A lot of knowledge there to know what parts are on that trailer, too.
Yeah, for sure. It's awesome, man.
They had them Draco Springs over there, but also had some a good assortment of PFC brakes. Randy took us in there and showed us around a little bit, and them boys was it was funny because that's not a track. Charlotte wasn't a track that you typically use a whole lot of brake at, but them boys were still worried about it. They've got on this brake game.
They use more brakes on restart than they do about any time, I believe.
But they figured out that you need good brakes on a car.
Gotta have it.
And so if y'all need them, y'all call SRI Supply or SRI Performance, not Supplies. They're in with Performance now.
Well, I mean, if you need some supplies,
call them too. But anyway, call SRI Performance today and get you some PFC brakes put on your car too. Call, tell them you want to talk to Randy, see what's the best thing to put on there. Yeah. My buddy Randy Keene will
tell him you want to sing karaoke too. Maybe he'll hook you up.
Yeah, he'll hook you up. He knows the place. But anyway, guys. Also, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They were slinging in some metal over there the other day too, because there was a few cars got in some wrecks, so they had to go over there and try to patch them up best they could, and they helped them all out at the track there. But if you go online, go look, www.sriperformance.com. When you go get your card all full on there, and then at time of checkout, go to promo codes. Put in your promo code CBONE10. The C is in
chicken.
BONE10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout there. Faux show.
Well, I can tell you one other thing.
What's that?
Mr. Earl Ramey, pretty sure he had a engine in about every other car that I saw.
Pretty much.
This weekend.
Pretty much.
God's almighty, but we say it every week, but that's just more proven right there. I mean, there was a lot of stiff competition in the lower tiers this weekend there. And man, all the ones that was up front, they had them Earl Ramey racing engines in there. And like you said, Kyle Strickler took on the win. Yeah, that car is good, but that engine in there is part of the reason it won it. So, and also with Derek, Supermotor again, like we said, I really think that's gonna up his game and moving into being up in there with the Clements and all them guys, man. I didn't see any more horsepower in a car out there in a super race.
No.
That is, and I'm not just saying that because of Earl. I'm saying that because it was drastically notable that you pulling off from Brandon Overton like that.
I'll put it this way: on the original green flag start, when they both hit the gas, you can tell they pretty much hit the gas at the same time. Derek pulled Brandon down the straightaway almost car length.
Oh yeah,
from the time they took the green flag to the time they went in turn one.
That is a fact. I couldn't believe it.
That's power.
Yeah. So anybody that needs any help in that field, definitely get in touch with Earl. I know he's backed up, like we always say. He's backed up for sure, but that's there's
a reason.
There's a reason for that, and that kind of speaks for itself. But not only does he have the best horsepower in the field, they got the best class too, man. They're really good people, really good guys. They take care of you. They treat you like family, and once you sign on with them, you know you got somebody good in your corner.
Yeah, we went over there yesterday and talked fishing.
Yeah, we stood up there and talked with Derek about fishing. Nothing bump the heck with racing. We don't care about racing. We was talking about fishing the whole time.
I wonder sometimes. I'll give a good example. Me, for instance, one time when I bowled my 300 game years ago, when I was doing that, in the middle of that, I didn't want to talk about bowling.
No, we didn't.
I want to talk something else. I've always wondered if there's other people like me that want to talk about other things and get your mind off of it.
Get your mind off of it. Then you don't
overthink it.
Overthink it. Yeah, that may very well be.
Man, I had asked Derek.
And Derek really likes fishing too. So.
He likes fishing. He just likes fishing.
That's where he's going this coming weekend. He said to heck with racing, he's going to the beach.
I don't blame him.
Nah.
After a week, I'm gonna tell you what. After a weekend of being that hot all weekend long, you gotta take some time off and go do something else.
Yeah.
Man, it was hot. Woo! So, but anyway, guys, yeah, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Also, call them up. Get you some time on the dyno. That chassis dyno will get you straight.
Yes, sir.
Earl was telling me there was a car they put on the dyno before taking over Charlotte. One of his crate guys. Get this. I ain't going to say what did it. I ain't going to say who it was. I ain't even going to say none of that because the guy was pretty daggone fast over there. They found 23 horsepower in bolt-on stuff.
Jesus.
On a crate motor.
What was it, a bottle of nitrous or something?
No, but 23 horsepower.
That's a lot. A lot in a crate car.
A whole lot.
Because they are tight fields, man. You need every quarter of horsepower you can get. That's major.
Yeah. That's just that's looking at oils, looking at fans, looking at
right
any friction that can be caused on water pumps. I mean, just anything. Anything pull that motor down there. But they found 23 horsepower.
Wow.
It's crazy. But that's what that chassis dyno is there for, to try different stuff like that on the car and see what puts it to the rear tires. And so call Earl up, get lined up for a motor and a dyno day.
Yes, sir.
Oh, moving on. We did talk about Diamond Nationals a little bit. I actually didn't get to watch it because I was up there. But I know Davenport won it. That's all I know. You see anything? I know Tim McCready was out there running it, flew back just to come run the Carolina Sizzler.
That's pretty cool. No, I did not see any of it. I know that Kevin Rumley was over here helping Tim McCready.
Yes, good old Bill Steen
getting everything ready, and so I think that was Kevin's trailer and all looked like the one that that Larson's car is normally in.
I know somebody said Kevin's down there with his trailer and all. They waiting on Larson to come in. I'm like, no, that ain't Larson coming in.
Larson was sitting in New Hampshire in a rain delay.
Yeah.
But no. So I didn't get to see anything else. I really didn't get to see anything in New Hampshire. I know that I think Christopher Bell won Saturday.
Yep, he did.
And I didn't see nothing else other than that. And I saw Kyle Busch spin it out leading in the rain.
And Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex.
And
No. It was Joey Logano.
Okay.
I think.
And they were Kyle was none too happy.
No, he pulled a.
He hit the pace car.
I was going to say he pulled a Days of Thunder on him. He hit the pace car.
Yeah. So, but whatever there, and surprising win, I guess you say. Eric Almirola took home the win. I don't know how. I don't know if that was luck. I don't know if he was just dominant. I don't know really anything of that. But I know that he is like 27th in points, and he is now in the playoffs.
Dude, the only thing I can hope for, I'm like, there are 3 more guys that have not won a race in the bottom of the points.
And then they honestly could easily do it.
Well, those can't. I'm hoping 3 outside win it, personally.
I hope Ross Chastain, and he's close.
I hope Ross Chastain. I hope Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah.
And whoever else. I don't even care who else.
As long as it's
not Denny Hamlin. And it's not that I have anything against Denny Hamlin.
No. But I want him to do good enough to beat Kyle Larson in the regular points.
Yes, exactly.
So he needs to win the regular point series.
But not win a race.
But not win a race. And they have 16 winners in the regular season. That's what we need to happen. So y'all make sure this happens.
I actually asked, this might be pretty bad, but I asked Lenny, me and Lenny Baticki from PRN were talking last night, and I actually asked him about it. I said, what are they going to do if just so happen 3 more different drivers win next 3 races? He's like, it's going to be bad.
That's going to be terrible.
It's going to be bad.
There's going to all of a sudden be a rule change.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's going to be a 17th driver added to it. Oh, the regular season champion gets automatically gets in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yep. So Eric Almirola, the first Stuart Haas driver to win this year. I would have never put my money on him to be the first winner.
Me neither.
Out of that stable. But Ford's been kind of struggling here of late, seems like, especially the Stuart Haas cars. But maybe they're on to something.
I heard something a few weeks ago that the Hendrick cars mainly, but it was all Chevrolet cars, period. They made them change a little bit of something on the nose of those cars. I guess some way they were bracing or forming or whatever else. And that was in the middle of the time that Hendrick was just dominating, putting 4 cars in the top 5 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, because even though they've won some, they have not dominated like they were a couple months ago. So I'm wondering if that actually happened, or if it's just because it all cycles back around. People figure out.
Oh, it does. People's figuring out stuff every day, but at the same time, I'm kind of wondering is kind of like Chase Elliott last year. Kind of this time of the year, you didn't really.
Yeah, he just kind of failed.
Nothing, and then he just kind of inched his way into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
So are they kind of keeping stuff? Let's kind of keep stuff dormant right now, and then.
You don't want to show everything you got.
Right. So let's we've tried this, it works. We've tried this, it works. We've tried this, it don't work. So we're just gonna put it away right now. We'll run top 10s all the rest of the year. It don't matter because it really don't matter. And let's go to the playoffs and let's bring some of this stuff back out. They're gonna get caught again.
Oh yeah,
because it's what they don't catch is what they are going for.
I feel like Chase Elliott is about the one that they always catch. It's like every week starting at the back.
I mean,
and they're like, whatever. I'm back up to 3rd by the time the first stage ends.
Yeah. Well, at Phoenix, wasn't it Phoenix last year?
Yeah, Phoenix last year.
He failed. They had to go to the back.
And was leading by the end of the first stage.
Yeah. So, I mean, it don't matter.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's something else. It's a game, and they're playing it well. Did see that Kyle Larson signed a contract extension. I think I heard 3 years. Is that what I heard?
Through 23 is what
through 23. Okay.
That's
Okay.
what I saw. Yeah.
That's okay. So a 2 more year contract. But what that contract also included, which seems pretty cool to me, is the car is 100% funded. HendrickCars.com, which is fine. And people kind of come out, oh, Rick Hendrick is going to pay for it. Rick kind of come out and said, look, HendrickCars.com has a marketing department. We have to market as well. And this is where we want to spend our advertising dollars at.
Well, did you see how much percentages in sales Hendrick?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's because of Kyle, but it's whatever. But it's like up tremendously.
Well, he said a lot of his GMs for the stores came forward and was like, that's the car that we want to be on.
Right.
That we want that on. And so that's pretty cool to see. But what is really cool about it, beyond that, is, and I think this is kind of unprecedented, I guess you say, in his contract for NASCAR, added things in, sponsorship in for his sprint car and late model stuff.
Yep. He was on the Car Del Door this past week.
Yeah.
So, that is really cool. And that goes to show you right there that he's not going to try to limit him. He's going to do whatever.
No.
So, and speaking of Kyle, the Kings Royal this past week, I think he disintegrated the car in the first
Pretty
one.
much.
They worked on it. They put it back together. They didn't go to a backup, and he
Nope.
went and won the second $175,000 Kings Royal, man.
And he has been wearing his crown proudly.
I don't blame him.
I would too.
Dude, I swear, man, it's just unreal. But yeah, hats off to them guys, and hats off to the sponsorship deal. I didn't really have a concern of that. I really didn't feel like Rick Hendrick was going to let him go no matter what, unless it come out. I mean, even if it had to come out of his own pocket, I didn't think it would matter. But I really felt like the sponsorship stuff would kind of ease off at some point, and it is starting to. I know Valvoline's on pretty good, and
Yeah.
a few others. But so yeah, it's cool, man, for sure. And aren't they in the break now? Isn't this just
Yeah, we got 3 weeks.
3 weeks off, so no cup races for 3
We
weeks.
get to watch Olympics.
At the Olympics. That's going to be exciting. So let's hope there'll be some dirt racing going on while that's off.
Oh, yes.
No doubt.
We got the Ultimates down here in Sumter in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So,
Trying to talk Derek and them into coming. Maybe
I did. I talked to him last night about it.
Maybe
we
they'll-
might do that. I'm like, I know your car's fast there because I saw it.
That's right.
You
It
weren't
was
in it, but I
fast.
saw it.
It was fast for 4 laps.
For 4 laps, it was fast. You weren't in the car, but it was fast.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but anyway, man, that was really cool and a good fun weekend, and glad we could get up there.
Yep, for sure. Hopefully, got some more races coming up. Seasons are getting on the back half of them. Well, I'm not going to say winding down yet. They're just getting on the back half of them. Lucas stuff, even World Outlaws, kind of on the back half of that stuff. So see what's going to happen. Even though I think this year is one of the years, and maybe it was the craziness of last year that kind of started this, but the championships in those series aren't that exciting to me right now. The big races, say like Eldora, stuff like that, have been super exciting. Watching Brandon Overton go win crazy amounts of money and stuff like that. But there's literally like 4 or 5 guys that are committed to the World Outlaws now. I mean, in about the same amount, maybe a few more that are committed to Lucas Oil.
Right.
And I think there's too many big races out there for these guys to steady commit to $10,000 and $15,000 races.
Well, nobody's really following that. I mean, not spectator-wise. I mean, it don't really matter what series it is. If you flash $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 around or advertise that there's going to be a $30,000 race that's within 2-3 hours of you, we're going to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just...
I think these, I've always liked just like the Schaefer's Oil Summer Nationals.
Yeah.
I've liked those little series like that.
Yeah, those are cool for sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of races during the week. There might be a bunch of races, but it's in a short amount of time.
Right.
Those are always cool. So I don't know. It's different for some reason. I think last year's break-in action, I guess, kind of started a bunch of that because all of a sudden these tracks came back. Everybody was paying good money.
Yeah, it's just the money and the unsanctioned stuff that, I mean, you can't blame them for not wanting to commit because there may be 3 or 4 really good paying World of Outlaw races and 5 or 6 really good Lucas Oil races.
Yeah.
Why commit? I mean, I agree with that. I do. So, but it's also confusing when you go to a Lucas race and there's 20 guys that normally run World of Outlaws, or you go to a World of Outlaw race and there's 20 guys that normally run Lucas. I mean, that's more confusing too, trying to figure out, okay, who's committed to run, who's not committed. Because last I looked, there ain't many committed to World of Outlaws.
No. I wish they would just combine the series.
I don't know why they don't, and just make more money.
Yeah. I wish they would. I really wish they would. It'd be a lot better in my opinion. But that's for another day.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, real quick, speaking of series and some money paying out, iRacing, the Chicken Bone Alley Summer Shootout. We have a car list up that I want to tell y'all a little bit of rules real quick that we're going to come up with here. It starts August 3rd. Going to be racing on Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. The servers will open on iRacing. And we are paying out $1,000 to the champion of the series, 8 races. So we got a car list up now. What we're going to do this a little bit different than we did our winter series, I guess we'll say. We'll do it a little different. We've got set the dates in which each car will run. We've got that set. I'm going to put that out on social media. I probably can pull it up real quick if anybody wants to hear it. Let's see. We are going to run. First week will be asphalt late model stocks. Second week, dirt 358 modifieds. Third week, back to asphalt, running the ARCA car. Fourth week, be back to dirt on the UMP modified. Week 5 will be the 87 Cup car on asphalt. Week 6, 410 sprint cars on dirt. Week 7, this will be the final asphalt race, will be the truck series. And week 8, to crown our champion, we will be running dirt super late models. Now, the difference in what this is going to be this year is we got all the cars set which week they're running. We don't have the track set in which week they're running. We will be drawing it out of a hat or cup or something.
Something.
We'll go live here while we're recording the shows, and we'll draw which track we're going to. So we'll have a dirt side, a dirt night, and then an asphalt night. It's gonna be a little different. Gonna be kind of fun.
Oh, it is. It definitely is, man. It's gonna be cool, and I like the drive the car lineup. I do. It's gonna be pretty neat. It's not gonna make any difference for me because I'm gonna get killed regardless. But I think it'll be a pretty good series and a pretty good show and something. You know, all those cars drive a little differently, and you know, not really. We picking it up a little bit from running, you know, all short track stuff last year. You know, really don't know what we're going to run yet.
Yeah, there's probably, I mean, there's going to be some short tracks, obviously dirt. There's going to be short tracks in it.
Well, it's not going to be just, you know, we run a lot of legend stuff last year and street stocks, and you know, we getting away from that some now. So it'll be interesting, man. It's going to be a pretty good deal, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know if we're going to put any, we hadn't I don't know. We might put every asphalt track in there or we might, limit it down to what tracks we're going to put in there. But there's going to be up to probably mile tracks in there, maybe mile and a half tracks in there, maybe. But I don't think we're going to run no D-shaped mile cookie cutter tracks.
No.
I don't like them.
No.
So,
we'll figure it out.
We'll get it all figured out here real soon because that starts August the 3rd, guys. It will be broadcast live on Soaked Tires Broadcasting. We really want to thank EMFR Performance along with Grease Monkey Mooresville for coming on, being our presenting sponsor for this iRacing series. We couldn't have done it without these guys. Couldn't have put near as much money up without these guys coming on. So we greatly appreciate Earl Ramey over there at EMFR Performance and Carl Williford at Grease Monkey Mooresville coming on, helping us out there. Also, Palmetto Machine and Fabrication coming on again. SRI Performance coming on again. Our buddies over at Blood Eagle Racing Podcast, Kale and Tyler over there, they helping us out some too. We really appreciate them guys. And our buddies running the GNCC Quad BS Racing coming on, helping us out. I think this covers them.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do appreciate it.
So we appreciate all you guys helping us out this year on the series, and it's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Looking forward to it.
Get signed up if you haven't. We're limiting to 45 spots. Got some heavy hitters in there already.
Very. That's what kind of makes me say, if I'm not able to buy tires that week, I don't feel too bad because probably ain't gonna win it no way.
Just run these old ones, get my start money.
Just gonna get my start money here. How much you get for finishing 45th? And
probably not too good.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. Do you do like a cancel out like the worst two races or something like that?
We'll send you a thank you card.
All right, I appreciate it.
I don't know how you gonna finish 45th because I'm probably gonna finish 45th.
No, we'll tie.
That would be some jump, wouldn't it? All right, guys. As always, we'd like to thank SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, our buddy Randy Keene, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey at Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and EMFR Performance coming on, helping us out. Also, guys, as always, Forward Bite Apparel. Y'all go check them out. It's still summertime, but it's gonna be wintertime here for too long. But that means time to start Christmas shopping.
Christmas time.
I'm already starting Christmas, but you can't get no better Christmas presents for a race fan other than Forward Bite Apparel.
No, sir.
So y'all go check them out. Start shopping on there, and there's links to all their pages on our website, which is chickenbonealleypodcast.com. You can see all our shows on there. You can got links to everybody that is associated with us, and check out a lot of cool pictures and all that stuff on our website. Also, Checkered, the Race Hub. It is social media that is now, it's getting on into age here, and it's growing.
Yes, sir, it is.
So it's the social media for racing. We ain't worried about Aunt Sally's cat, dog, niece, nephew, nothing like that, unless they're racing.
Yeah.
That's the only time we worry about them. I'm sorry. I hate to be like that, but we just like racing. We go on Checker. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
So you guys get signed up on Checker today and check it out. Anyway, what else you got?
I think that's going to do it, man. I'm going to go get ready to go to a softball game here, and hopefully my legs don't give out on me like they did the other day.
Ooh, legs don't fail me now.
Ain't kidding. You got to stretch now. When you get 35, you got to stretch.
You got to stretch good.
I mean,
good.
You got to stretch real good. So yeah, I'm going to go do that and see what happens, man.
Well, 10-4. Well, guys, we will be checking y'all out here soon.
Later.